What's going on, guys? JSkeleton here with Brandon for guys, taking at you some more Legend of Zelda news for you guys and my friends. Moving forward, Aonuma spoke about the future of the Legend of Zelda to IGN in an interview, and kind of, you know, I guess the format of future Zelda games, if you will. And you know what? I'm gonna read to you guys what he said exactly. He says, "You know, I can't speak to what other people, other companies will do in their own games, but I think for me, especially in terms of the Zelda series, the incredible freedom that this game offers you and how well that's been received, to me, it means that freedom, that level of freedom, is something that needs to be maintained in Zelda games going forward. My eyes have been opened to how important that is." So basically, Aonuma's saying that moving forward, they're gonna, I guess, the new format that's gonna be a standard is going to be open world. Now, is that just kind of like near future, or is he like really thinking like, you know, like long term? It sounds long term, but I may have I don't know if my opinion is very common. My opinion is this: I really love Breath of the Wild, right? I love that game, but you know, I love the open world thing, but to me, the open world thing was kind of like a mechanic. Does that make sense? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but most Zelda games on every single console have a certain mechanic to them, right? So on the DS, you use the stylus to move Link around in both Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. You know, the Wii's thing was motion with the Wii remote, with Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. Sorry, I was trying to blank there. You know, so on and so forth. So to me, I thought, you know, the open world thing was maybe just a mechanic, or maybe, you know, the open world thing was kind of like 2D and 3D Zelda games, where they'd have, you know, both open world sometimes and then linear kind of Zelda games sometimes. And here, like, I loved Breath of the Wild, don't get me wrong. I gave it a 10 out of 10 in my review. I think it's an amazing game. I think it deserved Game of the Year. That said, personally, I don't think I would want every single Zelda game to be open world, personally, because there's just something special about, you know, the classic, you know, more linear kind of style Zelda games that it just gives it this thing. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if any of you guys can relate or understand what I'm talking about, but it's kind of like 2D Zelda games versus 3D, right? I wouldn't want just 3D Zelda games. You know, I like having some 2D once in a while, but I definitely wouldn't want just 2D. 3D is my favorite kind of Zelda game. And it's kind of similar with open world. Like, I like open world, but I like, you know, kind of like how I prefer 3D Zelda games over over 2D Zelda games. I prefer the more linear kind of style Zelda games over the open world. I still love the open world stuff, and, you know, I'd like to see more of it, but I personally don't think I would like to see it become a standard. I'd kind of feel bummed out to some extent, because you know, as awesome as it is, I kind of like, you know, where, you know, there's a certain path to go through. Like, if you look at Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, there's a certain, you know, path the story takes you. And with open world, the story is kind of more open. You know, the story doesn't feel as kind of defined, if you will. The story doesn't feel as focused, if you will. You know, Breath of the Wild had, you know, great story, but it didn't feel as focused, and because of that, I didn't really, you know, it wasn't as memorable in my opinion. So that's just kind of my thoughts. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you want to see open world become the standard? Or are you like me, where you would like to see more open world games, but you don't want it to become like the standard? Like, you want both open world and linear Zelda games, just the same as we get both 3D and 2D games. Where do you sit on the scale? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the comments, share all the awesome stuff. Hopefully, you know, hopefully we get a mix of both style of Zelda games in the future, and hopefully it's not a permanent new standard. Because again, I would love a mixture of both. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and like always, until next time, game on.